Welcome everybody to another episode of Comics with Bonix. Today we are going to be showing how I display my collectibles. I'm going to be showing the different parts of my house that I display my comic books as well as action figures and other collectibles that I have in my collection. I'm going to be going over all of different display ideas that I have, so hopefully you guys can get some ideas for your own collection. So let's go! So the first portion is going to be the Collectibles Corner that holds a lot of my action figures and also a lot of comics as well. As you can see, there is a comic spinner that I will use as a display for a lot of my comics. I also use that spinner as a claim sale for YouTube. I use that for my claim sale on YouTube. I still have the letters on there. I still haven't put up some of my display comics. So right now it's only facsimile comic books right now that are displaying, which I still feel look pretty nice. And this cabinet will hold a majority of just random collectibles. I have some Marvel Legends action figures with diorama that was handmade. There's two dioramas that hold my action figures, and in the middle there will be like a assortment of like Funko Pops and some boxed Marvel Legends, and then the bottom just random collectibles like DVDs and whatnot. And this is my DC comic book filing cabinet. Sorry, excuse the mess, there's still some mess on the side there, don't mind that. But I'm gonna give you guys a closer look. So we'll start with the comic cabinet. I don't have a ton of DC, but you guys, this is more of like DC and independent. So I'll have like Walking Dead. If you guys have checked out my last video of how I store and protect my comic books, I definitely recommend to check this out. Check that last video out, filmed it last year. I'll go into depth about how I get these dividers, what brand dividers they are. These you can get on Amazon. And then also the labels, I get those on blindscience.com. I'll leave a link to their website in the description of the video. But I have them alphabetized and in issue number. But I have been selling a lot of comics, so I don't know that all of them are alphabetized right now, but they are in issue number. So I'll have a large run of Walking Dead. It's not a full run, but it's a large portion. And then I'll have like Predator comics. I usually sort them by character if I don't have a whole series, but I'll also have like the Walking Dead. This is all the series, and then I'll have Swamp Thing. And then indie comics, I'll just, since it's just random indie comics, I'll have there. And then this is just Justice League and Batman. So all my Batman, indie comics, and Walking Dead are pretty much in this filing cabinet. That drawer. And then I'll have this drawer where I keep a lot of supplies. And then I have some slabs, Walking Dead slabs there. They're not very high value, but let's just pull some out and see what they are. That's a 9.6. I don't even know what number that is. That's 64 9.6. So they're just kind of random issues that are high grade. And then some trade paperbacks. I don't have a ton of those, and some magazines in the back. And then the top drawer is just going to be more supplies or shipping supplies. So let's take a look at this cabinet. So this cabinet is a Billy bookcase. Not even a cabinet, it's a bookcase. And I feel it presents very well at a very affordable price. So let's start from the top. So I have some boxed Marvel Legends there. I have the Love Triangle X-Men with Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Cyclops. And then I have Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver, Storm, and Thunderbird. And I have a larger size Pikachu Pokemon. This statue is from my favorite video game. It's Dota 2 and the character is Marana. And it was designed by Art Germ, Stanley Lau. So I thought that was kind of cool that he was involved in my favorite video game. He's also a famous comic book artist. Here's a few Overstreet comic book guides there. And then here are just some random figures. That's a random Captain America with a smaller diorama. A couple boxed X-Men figures. I'm gonna try to move faster. So this is a diorama. This is my favorite one. And this was handmade by someone on Instagram. I'll put the link, I don't remember the name on the top of my head, but I'll put the link in the description. He made this diorama by hand and I displayed it. See, sometimes they even fall over, like that Jubilee's falling over. But I kind of posed it how I feel like they're kind of breaking out of the wall. And I feel like this is just an awesome display for my Marvel Legends that are already unboxed. And it's kind of like the scenery from the Days of Future Past. So that is a pretty awesome piece there. And then some villains here with another Days of Future Past diorama by the same guy that made the other diorama. Some Funko Pops, boxed Funko Pops, and then some more box Legends. Okay, some more Funko Pops at the bottom. So that's pretty much my Billy bookcase. I don't move it around too much, so I felt like it displays pretty well right now. And then here's some more Funko Pops on the top. You can get this display at Michael's. It typically displays baseball bats, but I felt it was a good use for Funko Pops that are unboxed. And here is a poster of my favorite band, Linkin Park, signed by all 5 members. And rest in peace, Chester, lead singer. Love that poster. It's from one of their concert tours. And here's a couple of art pieces from a member in the community, Lou. I'll also put his description in his link in the description. Here is just a Black Series lightsaber, and it came with like a custom stand, or I bought a custom stand for it. And here is the comic spinner rack. So this one will hold about, I think total like 250 comics roughly. It has 4 sides to it. It can hold about, I don't know, a little less than 10 per, probably like more like 6. But there's a couple on, there's only one on here right now. But I think it displays really nicely, very clean, and it's pretty much brand new when I bought it. You can spin it, you can see that it's very quiet, spins very easily. Takes up a little bit more room than the normal spinner, like the vintage spinner racks that you typically see, but I feel like this one is like a very nice modern one. It's typically for magazines, but fits very well for comic books. All right, so that is one corner. This is probably the room that has the most variety of collectibles. So we'll go on to the next room. Hopefully this video won't be too long, so going on to the next room. And this is where I spend most of my time. This is where I display my more valuable comic books. And I have this corner where I keep a lot of my short boxes of graded comic books. And this cabinet will store a majority of the Marvel series raw books that I have. And I have a couple of shelves that I got from Amazon that I'll display sometimes 5 books at a time on each shelf. Right now I have some Silver Age X-Men and some Silver Age Spider-Man. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. Let's start on the right hand side. This is my PC that I will do I won't do a lot of editing. I do mostly just, this is more of a gaming PC. I do a lot of my editing with Apple products, so this is mostly for gaming. And there are some comic book supplies I keep in that plastic unit there, like bags and boards. I'll keep it there, and a couple of pieces also that Lou commissioned for me. Got that Todd McFarlane Spider-Man piece, art piece there, and then a blank AF-15 reprint that he redid the cover of AF-15. Thought it came out super nice with it in pencil. And this is my PC that I custom built. It's about 4 or 5 years old now, but still works perfect. Still looks pretty nice and clean. And here is my graded books, as well as some raw books. So what I'll do is, this is the raw short box that I'm going to be having a claim sale. So if you guys are watching this, I'm going to be releasing this, and my claim sale is going to be going on tomorrow. So if you guys are interested, I'll just go through some of the books right now, and I'll put some of the info of the claim sale, like the time and the date, also in the description, and also flash it here. So here are some of the books. They're mostly keys. There's a Giant Size X-Men 2, Black Panther, Jungle Action 8. So I'll just go through them quickly just so you guys can have an idea of what I have in my claim sales. Some Marvel, some DC. So I'll flip through them quick. So that's a nice DC key there. That's a nice one. Ghost Rider 2. Fantastic Four Annual 6. So some pretty nice keys in here. Marvel Premiere 2, Marvel Premiere 1, first Warlock costume, first Deathlock, Astonishing Tales 25, Thor 134, first Black Suit, first Mystique. So you guys can see there's quite a few keys in here. First Luke Cage. Yep, first Luke Cage. I think that's the third Morbius. So a little bit of everything in the claim sale tomorrow. It's going to be a Friday claim sale, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to be doing it on Instagram. If you guys can check me out on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. There's a nice one. Eternals, #1 and #2. So these will all be in the claim sale tomorrow. A lot of nice keys, a little bit for everyone. So come check it out. But gives you guys a nice idea of what the keys I keep in this short box. And these are all from my PC, so decided to kind of pass it along to the community. That's pretty cool. Here are some of the graded comic books I have. There's a Submariner 1. It's pretty nice, 4.0. And then there's an FF6. That's a graded 5.5. I'm just gonna go through some of the other cool ones. That's the Giant Size X-Men 1, 6.0. X-Men 101, 8.0 white pages. So you guys get the idea. I keep a lot of like the medium value keys in here. Some pretty nice ones. Yeah. Not really any like way I organize them, just kind of medium value. And there's a couple more short boxes of graded books in those two boxes there. And really kind of want to show you this cabinet. So this is probably one of my favorite things for, well, let's show the top of the cabinet. I have a couple Bronze Age keys here. Bronze Age Mega Keys, Hulk 181, that's graded a 5.0, and I have a ASM 129, 7.5 white pages. I'll switch these out every couple weeks. There's not a lot of light in this room. I have a light on right now, but there's not a lot of sunlight. And then I'll have like a wooden poster in the back just to kind of give it some color. And this is the cabinet itself. So let's kind of show what's in this cabinet. We'll start from the top. So here is how I organize my books. I'll have them labeled on a divider and alphabetical, and then these are the autograph ones. You've seen these ones in the past video that I have. Some signed books there. There's First Row, Chris Claremont signature, Joe Snott, Stan Lee signature right there, Jim Lee. So those are pretty cool. And then I have Captain America, Conan, everything in alphabetical. I have Fantastic Four. There's some pretty big keys in here too, like let's say that one, First Impossible Man, number 11. It's a pretty nice key there. And then number, what is this? Number 12. First Time Hulk meets Fantastic Four. So pretty nice keys. There's some Silver Age books in there too. And keep these in Mylar, the higher value ones, with a full back. So that's a, you know, it's not a full run of Fantastic Four, but so the dividers I have, I got questions about the dividers here that separate the aisles of the books. These used to be shelving for a bookcase. It's particle board, painted particle board, so very sturdy, heavier than foam boards, but I feel like it's not that heavy, so it works really well for me, and it's a thicker size, so it fills up the cabinet pretty nicely. Foam boards, there tends to be a little bit of space between the sides. Here's some Amazing Spider-Man. I always like showing this one. This one is, these have the comic clear boards. I'll also put that link in the description as well, but clear boards will show the front and the back. A little bit more pricey, but for nice Silver Age runs, I feel like it looks amazing. Especially in the comic book cabinet, it almost looks clear from front to back. Gives it a pretty cool vintage look, and then you can see the back as well. Very nice for wraparound covers. I just love the way that looks. It's like therapeutic. So that's pretty cool. So Silver Age Amazing Spider-Man, and then I have some more Silver Age Thor, Tales of Suspense, Submariner. Yeah. And I think the very bottom cabinet is dedicated to X-Men. So I have pretty much a full run of 1 through 300. So a lot of them are not in here because they're graded, but 1 through 300 I have them all listed, and then different dividers for the sections, just so I know that this is like Bronze Age X-Men, this is 90s, and then I have some more 90s Jim Lee X-Men here. Yep. And then House of X, Power of X, some there. So that is my cabinet, and one more shot before we leave this room. So one more shot before we leave this room. This is where I keep most of my comic books. Wanted to show the shelf in close. So this shelf, I feel, presents very nicely. It's a little bit different than your standard floating shelves, but presents the books very nicely. I have them sitting on the stands I got from Michaels. So X-Men Silver Age, and also Steve Ditko Silver Age Spider-Man. So I felt like one shelf being higher than the other kind of gives it a little bit of a dynamic in the corner. But yeah, this is my corner. I feel it came out very nicely. A little different than most of the comic corners that you see. I film a lot of my YouTube videos in this corner. Thank you so much guys for checking out my video. It was a blast to be able to share with you guys my display ideas. Got a lot of ideas from the community, so I was happy I was able to share my ideas as well. If you guys haven't checked out my previous video where I provide ideas of how I store and protect my comic books, go ahead and click on the card here to be able to check that video out as well. And with that, I want to thank you for joining me here on Comics with Vonix, and I want to remind you to collect your passion. We'll see you guys in the next video.